good. I'm awake. I needed that. Let's go. Yeah, I'm hyped now. What's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all tuning in Apartment 5E podcast hosted by your man Kill. I got my squad up here in effect with me today. I got my brother Vern out in the ATL. What's going on, good brother?
All love, brother. Glad to be here.
No doubt, no doubt. I got Jace over here, my bro in the place. What's good, man?
Ain't nothing, big bro. Glad to be back in the building. What's up, fellas?
No doubt, no doubt. Yo, I got my man DJ Rec on the ones and twos. Yo, Rec, I'm gonna start having you spin while we on here, so I ain't got.
You know what's funny, man? I've been really thinking about getting the camera and doing that, man. Like real shit.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, why am I making this music bed under us every week when I got a DJ right here? We gonna have you spinning it and kicking it for us. So
we're gonna talk about that offline then.
We gonna make it happen. But yo, y'all know us. We jumping right into it. This week, Vern hit me up, was like, yo, I think a dope topic would be like, yo, Cat's personal favorite albums that are classics to them, that if you said this to somebody else, they probably like, classic. Like, nah, nowhere near that. But for you, it's a personal classic. Young cats out there may not understand this with a lot of music that's out, but, you know, sound like the old dude. And I don't mind being old. Nah, in fact, I enjoy being old.
Embrace it, dog. I love being the old guy.
Back in our day, music would speak to your situation. You know what I mean? You could be going through something and maybe an album got you through a hard time or whatever like that. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Personal classics that other people look at you like you crazy. I know somebody out there is not going to have heard some of the joints that we're talking about. A lot of people say, yo, Kill, if you co-sign it or people up there co-sign it, I'm going to listen. So prayerfully, it'll be a lot of good music to get in people's ears. Vern, you came up with the topic, good brother, so why don't you set us off? What's one of your joints that's a personal classic, maybe to you and you own?
UMC's, that's their name.
Woo, yeah, we were talking about that.
Man, UMC's Fruits of Nature for a number of reasons. Number one, it's dope. Number two, it reminds me, man, freshman year, I'm at Georgia State, so we didn't have a campus. So I used to ride the Greyhound to my cats down at University of Georgia, Athens, man. But bro, the album just makes me feel good, man. You know, Blue Cheese, you know, One to Grow On, Anywhere the Wind Blows, you know, Gonna Last. I just love it, man. I love what it symbolized, man. It was kind of an innocent time, I would say, in my life in hip hop to a degree, you know, because it's funny, Kool Kim and Haj G and them, man, from Shaolin, but, you know, on the album cover, they got on colorful stuff and everything like that, man. But Fruits of Nature is one of my all-time favorites, and my list is going to be stuff people might know about it, man, but I don't think they would consider it classic. But these are things I still have in my rotation. So number one on my list, man, is the UMC's Fruits of Nature.
You know, the funny thing, bro, that you bring up about that, a word you used was innocence. You know what I mean? And I think that's something I know I truly miss in hip hop, is back in the days where you could just be silly.
Yeah.
Everything, everybody didn't have. I always say that, like, once the 90s hit, like 93, 94 specifically, everybody had to be this lyrical acrobat swordsman to get respect. When in the late 80s and the early 90s, you could be the UMCs. You know what I mean? You could be Kwame, and it was dope. You could be, you know, silly with it.
Yep.
I mean, if younger cats who never seen it, Google Blue Cheese, and it's just a silly video, but it was dope. You know what I mean? So I think that's, you know, one of the key things that's missing in hip hop is just the innocence of you being able to do you and do a silly video and rap about blue cheese and who the fuck know what they was really talking about. It was just a funny song, you know, just good hip hop. It made you feel good, you know, one to grow on.
Yeah, man.
No lyrical, nothing. It's just one to grow on. And I forgot one of them dudes, I think it's Haas. He went on to produce Apollo Kids for Ghost. He turned into a producer. So, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel you, bro. But just that word you brought up, innocence, is something that I don't feel like we have anymore. Like,
man. I mean, cats didn't take themselves too seriously back then, man. I mean, you know, like I said, they from Shaolin, dog. So I mean, they was gully with it, but at the same time, you could laugh and joke and do all kind of stuff. So yeah, innocence is a good word.
Yeah, no doubt. Jace, what you got on tap for us tonight, bro?
First one out the gate for me, it came out 2010. The Roots, How I Got Over. It's kind of a dark album, kind of a sign of the times type of album. Very, very driven by the climate and the environment. And in today's environment, it kind of goes hand in hand with what was going on back then with everything that's going on in the world. It got me got me through a personal situation I was going through then on top of what was going on in the world, and I can appreciate that. Dear God 2.0, ask certain questions. I don't think you're human if you haven't questioned why certain things are happening at one point or another in your lifetime. And then also one of my favorite songs on the joint was The Fire, the joint that was featured on the Creed soundtrack. I thought that was dope. The drums under that was pretty dope. And just the underlying message, the underlying theme and the message for the album, it spoke to me.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Definitely one of my favorite Roots albums, Post Things Fall Apart. So I feel you on that. Rec, what you got for us tonight, bro?
Hey, man, you know I always got to hit you with something left field. I'm going to start off with some R&B tonight, man, with something I never do. So you guys remember mid-90s, man, nice little group called Groove Theory. Y'all remember them?
Yeah.
Okay. So there was a lead singer there, right? Mel LaRue. I'm not talking about Groove Theory. I waited 4 years. I waited 4 solid years for this album, and I was very, very happy, man. Infinite Possibilities of Mel LaRue, man. Dropped 2000, early 2000. Dope album, man. She dropped 10 quality tracks. This is around the time of the quote-unquote neo-soul era, so it may have that feel to it, but man, this was when I started really getting into R&B and just like kind of finding what I did and didn't like for myself, as opposed to just, you know, listening to what my homeboys and my homegirls would tell me was dope. So I would just, you know, branch out on my own, and I stumbled upon this, man, and I still play this to this day, man. If I find myself to where like I'm too high or too low and I need something to kind of calm me down, I pop a Mel LaRue, Infinite Possibilities in, man. So if you have not heard it, if you do not know who she is, definitely go do the homework, man. This girl can sing, man.
All right, no doubt. That's the joint with the blue cover, right?
Correct, and she's got the pigtails on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, no doubt. I feel you on that. Yo, the first joint I got up the bat, I don't know if anybody in the world will ever agree with me on this album, but
oh, God. I'm with you.
Wow, this is the first time anybody ever.
No. That's a solid
album. Anytime I say this joint, cats look at me like sideways, but I get it. But man, during this time, this dropped in '97. Would you say, Jace?
Retrospect for Life.
Yeah.
This joint dropped in '97, and at that time, I just graduated college. I just moved to Atlanta because my girlfriend at the time was living out there, and it was like, well, we had been long distance, so it was like, yo, if we gonna see if where this gonna go, we need to be in the same city or whatever. So I moved down there, was trying to get on with the music, and just everything was falling apart, man. Everything was falling apart, and this came out, and just from the title alone, One Day It'll All Make Sense. You know, I mean, when you talk about music speaking to your situation, like, and a lot of people, and again, I'm one of the people who believe any music can speak to your situation. It doesn't just have to be gospel. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. But just the title alone, because I'm down there like, yo, like I wasn't raised in the church, always believed in God, but I'm like, yo, God, what's going on? You know, like I don't get it. Like I did what I was supposed to do. I went to college. I can't find no job in my field. You know, me and my girlfriend at the time, we ain't getting along, because, you know, if you used to just spending a weekend once a month with somebody and now you damn near living with them, it's like, this ain't getting along. I can't find a job. I can't do this. I can't do that. I was depressed. Like, I was broke. Like, it was just like, yo, this is not what I thought graduating from college was supposed to be like. And it was just like, this album, man, like, I mean, Retrospect for Life, like you said with Lauryn Hill, just talking about abortion, God Gaining One's Definition featuring CeeLo, Stolen Moments parts 1, 2, and 3, to me one of the dopest stories ever in hip hop, one of the illest trilogies. And even through doing all that, Com still hit you with Hungry to let you know he was nasty. Still hit you with the Making a Name for Ourselves with Cannabis, pre getting smashed by LL. So, you know, we talking about, he kind of gave you everything on here. And one of my favorite joints on here was Reminding Me of Seth. It's usually I never really loved the first singles, especially by the time we were in the late 90s, because it was still Bad Boys. So, but Reminding Me of Seth was just so dope, man. Just, you know, everything he was talking about, I kind of felt like I could relate to. You know, he's talking about me and your girl rocks, you and your peoples rock the same outfits. Your girl be fucking guys that we hang out with around that time. Guy came out from I love arguing if he said dumb bitch. Like everything he was saying, it was just like, hey, yeah, that's what we do. Like that's what your crew do. So again, this joint right here is always like my fave Calm album because anytime I pull this out, it takes me back to that time. And even when I think now, like I ain't even now, it's like, man, I thought I'd be further in my career. I thought I'd be making more. I thought I'd be this. I pull out this album and it still shows me how far God brought me from when I didn't have no money. When I tell you I was broke, I'm talking about a pint of shrimp fried rice would have to last me 2-3 days. I'm talking broke. Yeah. I'm talking about I get a paycheck and it'd be like splurge was going down to the takeout to get some chicken fingers. Like $8 was a splurge. I would go to Tower Records and just daydream about the day I'd be able to, buy some CDs. And to me, the most twisted part was, again, I got a degree. Like I felt like I was some dude who just got out of jail or something. Like, it ain't have no money. So again, this is it right here. This CD means so much to me that I can't even begin to tell it. But that's my first joint. Vern, what you got up next, bro?
All right, well, I'm gonna jump all over genres. So speaking of that, this joint right here, Fred Hammond, Pages of Life. Man, this CD, this album, this tape at the time, I think saved my life. I got married 96, got a house, lost a house, lost a car, did all that stuff, man. Just getting in the mortgage game, 100% commission, so you waiting on deals to close, man. And but this album got me through so much, man. Just driving around listen to these songs, man. Coming home, deal supposed to close, it didn't close. I'm just sitting in the parking lot, like, man, I can't go into this house, without no money and no check, man. But this album, man, your steps are ordered by the Lord. Jesus be a fence. Let the praise begin. Call me friend. It's a lot of dope stuff on here, man. That spoke to me, and I still keep this in rotation. In fact, when social media came about, I shot Fred a text, man. I was like, dude, if you ain't never touched nobody with nothing you did, this album right here, man, saved my life, bro. So for me, Fred Hammond, Pages of Life is definitely one of my personal classics.
That's dope, man.
That's real dope. That's real dope. Speaking of Fred, this is my joint right here. Radical.
Oh yeah. Right
here.
Who is that, Kill? That's still Fred Hammond?
Fred Hammond.
Okay, I know. Okay.
Yeah, very dope album, man. Me and wifey will play this all the time. Like, this was in heavy rotation. So I definitely feel you on the Fred Hammond joint. Jace, what you got next for us, bro?
Man, look, winter of 2000, I was in Germany and I heard this voice. My man and I, we were on a base at the local store, and like albums were released in the States on Tuesday at the time, and they wouldn't come out there till like Thursday or Friday, and we'd be in the store looking, like scheming. And I remember seeing this album cover, this chick with her head down, and I'm like, this is totally different. I've never heard of this person before. And I'm listening to her voice, and I'm like, yo, I've heard her somewhere before. I know this voice. And then the interlude on the album, the Roots interlude, where she's singing with them live in concert. I'm like, that's where I know her from. Jill Scott's Who is Jill Scott, the Volume 1. Perfect album, man. That album. So this was 2000. I just seen, we just brought in the Millennium, and it was like you were saying, it was Heavy Puff. Nori was banging at the time. Everybody was collabing with everybody. South was definitely picking up the pace.
DMX was killing.
What's his name? Lil Jon, the East Siders.
Yeah.
All of this was popping off. 3-6 in the club, and I was at a point, man, where it was like, yo, I'm tired of drinking. I'm tired of being in the club. I'm tired of doing this and that. I just want to chill out. And this album was like right on time. It was right on time. This was very grown, very mature, very street poetic. It made me feel like I was at home. That's it for me, man. Who is Jill Scott Volume 1? If you haven't heard this album, and please get this album in rotation. You need this in your life.
Hey, Jace, you want to hear something funny, man? First time I heard that album, I was out in Wilmington, Delaware with my girl at the time. And she played, what's the joint? Love, the Go-Go track.
Yeah.
So you know when you go to the Go-Go Club, they dance all over the place, right? Yeah. Yo, why did I get out my truck dancing in the street in the middle of Wilmington, Delaware.
Them drums, right?
Yo, my God, man.
Killer.
That's the good one.
That album bring back memories, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You got memories of that,
bro? Listen. Okay, so our first quote unquote family vacation, we drove to the Tennessee Aquarium. We stayed at a motel so close to the highway that when the trucks drove past, the doors were shaking. And we played that tape from Atlanta to Tennessee, dog. So yeah, that brings back some memories.
Funniest thing, I mean, y'all know Jill from the Cribs. I love Jill. I love the album. Five Mics to me too. My only beef with that album was really with Touch of Jazz, because at the time I was still at the radio station, working up in EAA in Baltimore, and they had sent the sample out, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, yo, I'm hyped for this. I was like, yeah, Jay Dilla getting them R&B checks now. And I mean, you pop that tape and hit play. That first intro is all Dilla. It is drenched with Dilla. And when I got the album, and it ain't say produced by Dilla, you talking about Shock? Yo, I was like, yo, these niggas raped Dilla for this album. And Quest has gone on to say, I saw when he said something like Dilla was in such high demand that, you know, Jill wanted the Roots and them to do the album, but they were in such high demand, they were doing other stuff, so they got Jeff and his crew to do it. And, you know, to me, it is what it is. You know, Just Blaze, Bit Bink, I felt like that whole Touch of Jazz, whether it's the Flowetry, everything for the most part that they've done has been Dilla-based, to the point that me and Jace was talking about tithes and offerings earlier. Touch of Jazz need to be given 10% of everything they get to the James Yancey Foundation. Like, for real. Like, that's real talk. They need to be given 10% because all that music, Flowetry, everything coming out that camp was nothing but niggas biting Dilla. You know what I mean? Not to say that the beats wasn't dope, because you can't. There's a lot of Dilla biters out there that don't make dope shit. So don't get it twisted. But I'm just saying that, yeah, that was what I was salty about with that album, because I was like, okay, yeah, about time a real hip hop dude got this R&B money. So yeah, but I agree with you, Jake. Five Mics, Joe killed it. But yeah, they raped Dilla. Something awful. So, Frank, what you got up next, man?
Nobody got raped here, man. Nah, man, I feel you. And I ain't look at it like that until like way after the fact, man. So for me, this was 7th grade, man. This dude for me came out of nowhere. I didn't know niggas in Boston could rhyme. Hence, that tells you that I was so young, I didn't even know Guru was from fucking Boston. Life of a Kid in the Ghetto, man. Yeah. 12 songs of pure greatness. This is an album that I still play to this day, that I don't have to fast forward. All I gotta do is rewind. I ain't gotta do shit else. Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs, before he was just Ed O.G., man, came with a crew from Boston, Roxbury to be specific. I'm different. Shit, man. Yeah. Life of a Kid in the Ghetto, Bugaboo, Be a Father to Your Child. And I mean, at 12, 13 years old, man, to hear somebody spitting like that, talking about something that serious, it kind of made you put stuff into perspective in whatever little way you could at 12, 13, for me at least. I mean, got to have it. That, to this day, man, every time I play that, I have fun with that. So that's just a fun record for me, man. I can play that all the time, man. It takes me right back to 7th grade, man. That was a good year for music for me, man.
Yo, that's the joint. I'm Different sets that off, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love it. I love
how they compare me to another.
That was so
to the mother. And for me, to hear that Kane flip like that, and it not be a cat from the city, you know, from New York, it was like, yo, this dude is dope,
right?
You know, so. I ever since that day, that first day I seen that video on UMTV Raps, I've been a fan of Ed O.G., man. Like I hit y'all with the Ed O.G. joint not too long ago, but I've been a fan of that dude since day one. I have not strayed away. Like if he does something, I'm on it. Like I got my nose to the ground with that dude, man. So respect.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is, and they don't get a lot of props for it, but Special K and Teddy Ted produced that.
Yeah, they killed that, man. They killed that, and
a lot of cats don't really talk about Teddy Ted and Special K like that, but they definitely brought that New York vibe to Boston with him.
Yeah.
Definitely a dope joint. The next joint I got up, another personal favorite of mine, Master Ace's debut album, Take a Look Around, had Me in the Biz on here, which was a funky song. Dope Samandi break that Marley used. It's funny because I know a lot of heads, not because you always have people who listen to hip hop and then you have heads. Like I know a lot of heads who have never heard this album.
Really?
But this right here is, I mean, this is 90. So this is 89, 90-ish.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Marley. So we're still talking about Marley in his heyday here. So, this just for that alone, Marley's on here. It's funny because at this time I ran away from home. So
hold on.
Yo, did you get to go back home?
Yeah, I got to.
You ran away from home?
I ran away from home. It got to be a thugger way to say that. I left home. I left home. I ran away from home. Long story short, me and Mom's got into a beef about something, and like she was like, my mom's is a jazz musician, so this was the summer, and she was like, she thought I lied to her about the cable bill, and I wasn't trying to lie to her about it. It just looked like I was trying to lie, and she was like, this whole summer, you are coming with me to every person. And I was like, fuck that. That's not going to happen. And this was the first time like I had my real girlfriend. I'm like, nah. Okay, yeah. I'm getting up now. I'm like, no, you are not taking away that. So I just, I was like, yo, I'm going to go downstairs in the basement and wash my clothes. I'll be back up. And I just went in the basement, took my CD player and shit. Y'all dead ass. True story. I jetted. Like I ran out the crib and I went to my grandmother's house. And, she was like, come back home. I'm like, nah. She was like, fuck it, stay, whatever. So that's how I was living with my grandmother and also staying with this kid named Sean. I'm 15. Sean's an old head. He's 19. And Sean was like a dread dude. So you see the way Ace was dressed. Like this the way Sean was dressing. You know what I mean? So just at the time, like me being away from home, me kind of being 15 and not on my own. But I'm living with my grandmother. So she really can't do nothing. Right. Like I'm like kind of on my own. And like this whole album was just like the soundtrack of that year. And not just that, but you got some dope beats on here. Again, we talking Marley 88, 89. So we still talking Marley in his heyday. So if cats never heard this, check it out. If you like Ace, you won't be disappointed. A lot of bangers on here. So that's the joint right here for me. Vern, what you got up next, bro?
All right, I'm going to go The Foreign Exchange, Leave It All Behind.
Ooh,
man.
Good one.
So I'm watching a video, and the beat is dope, and I see this kind of chubby cat doing a two-step. Like that's Fonte from Little Brother. So then I'm at Barnes and Nobles, and I hear the title track. I walked up to the cashier. I'm like, "Who is this?" The Foreign Exchange. I bought it on the spot, bruh. That's a CD that you could just put on and run straight through. I mean, from the first track, Daykeeper, dope. I think they got nominated for a Grammy for that. Leave It All Behind. Talking about House of Cards, Foreign Exchange. Another thing I love about Foreign Exchange, man, they introduced me to so many dope female singers: Musina, Yazara, Cy Smith, Shantae Khan. Just nameless, man. Nick and Fonte have a chemistry, man, that is so dope. I swear by them. So I pretty much got everything that they have, man. So Leave It All Behind is definitely one of my personal classics.
All right, no doubt. Jace, what you got up next, man?
Oh man, bro, it's about 20 years to the day. I remember going to cop this album after hearing this with my then high school sweetheart. We were on our way on the outs. She had gone away to college. She went away to Hampton. I was still in Baltimore. And it was like maybe 8 weeks of pure hell, man. I'm still, transitioning to college. She gone. I'm still in state. Came back home and turned me on to this after meeting some people from up top. And she played it for me, turned me out a little more, turned me on to some music, and then let me loose when she was on the way back out of state. It's like, oh, man. It's crazy summer, 97, man. Long story short, y'all ain't gonna like this. Some of y'all ain't, but it's Chico DeBarge, long time no see. Man, yeah. Crazy. But yo, the crazy part is, what's up, Kill? I jumped out of the frying pan into the fire with that album. From one hot sticky situation to another, man. That album was like it for me from like July 97 till about November 97 when it came to ladies, man. That was my joint.
Chico DeBarge.
Hey, you can't go wrong with that with the ladies, dog.
No, I'm telling you, Rack, don't you heard this before, Rack?
My wife loves Chico DeBarge, man. We was in college. Chico DeBarge came to perform, and she was there because she worked in the auditorium. Man, Chico DeBarge could break out of whatever jail, and she good with it, man. My wife loved Chico DeBarge, man.
I saw him at
all his stuff.
Y'all remember Love when Love used to be open? Dream, Love, whatever.
He was talking about the club down in D.C.
Down there, man. And at that time, I think it was the third floor. They had a bunk laid out on the floor for him. Red lights.
Hold up, you said a bed?
No, they had a jacuzzi in the back room in one of the VIP joints. But I mean, out on the open floor, they had a piano.
Wow.
They had like a full piano out there for him, and he performed. And if it wasn't underwear falling from the open roof, it must have been rain, man. It was raining something that night, man. But playing, It was crazy.
Yo, ain't no shame in this joint right here. This is banging. The funniest thing is it goes back to biting, but I'm not gonna let it. When I heard Kicking Me, all I heard was the Fender Rhodes. All I heard was D'Angelo. So I was like, then for cats who don't know, it was a 4-hour span between Brown Sugar and Voodoo. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of D imitators.
Yes, there was.
Trying to sound like D. You know what I mean? This is one of them. I call spade a spade, but
he did it well.
Like,
hey, if you go bite D'Angelo.
Nah, he did do it well.
Iggy Me had me from the video with Nia Long in it. You know, that had me from the door. That was crazy. Virgin is dope. I could run down everything on here. No Guarantee with Joe was dope. The remix with Joe was wonderful. Was a good physical train. He did Trouble Man. Marvin's Trouble Man. I have no beef with. This is a very dope album.
Is Love still good? Is it still good?
Yeah, it's a dope album. It's a dope album.
Yo, if you have not heard Chico DeBarge, and you want to hear, like, for all those people who be like, I didn't like Black Messiah too loud, I want the old D'Angelo. If you never heard this is the old D'Angelo. So if you want some old Brown Sugar D'Angelo, because you'll get it with this. So I feel you on that, Jay. You ain't alone on that joint, man. Everything else after this nigga was trash, but for this one,
oh my God.
I don't know what happened. I guess he tried to go another route, but for this, it was good money. Real good money. Rack, what you got next, man?
It ain't nobody doing that shit. Crusaders for Real Hip Hop, man. It's a local group out of Jersey, man. Produced by Tony D. Tony D did a lot of shit for YZ, Crusaders for Real Hip Hop, Poor Righteous Teachers. And Crusaders kind of just didn't get the full spectrum of play that those other two artists did, man, but they were dope. They were dope, man. Real offshoot group. They were real left field, but you know that Crusaders for Real Hip Hop album, man. I love that album. I still have the tape somewhere in one of these boxes. It's just one of those local groups that you grow up with, that you hear, that you just support. You know, Tony D, he passed away a couple years ago in a car accident. I really haven't heard much else from the group, but I don't think those guys are doing anything, man. But that's my one local group that I threw in here, man. Crusaders for Real Hip Hop, man. Dope group.
All right, no doubt. Now this next joint I got, 5 Mike Easy off the bat. Problem is a lot of people haven't heard of this album because it came out independently. Vern, you may know about this because you're from Atlanta, but I'm going with Sleepy Brown's The Vinyl.
Oh yeah.
Now, a lot of people don't know about this. It was put out independent. It wasn't even Sleepy Brown. It was Sleepy Sting. It was him and these two other dudes. I don't know what these other two dudes did because they ain't on the album. But this joint, man, when I tell you, you put this on, you're good money. Like, You can go to Amazon right now. I think I paid like $6 for it. I tell people, if you buy this album and you don't like it, nigga, I will pay you the $6 for the album. Buy this album. If you don't like it, hit me. I will put it in your PayPal account. Get your $6 back. That's how dope this album is. And then on top of that, man, I just love niggas. You can see the records. I love it. If cats can see that, you got Sleepy on the MP. You know, spinning a record. You know, all the vinyl in the background. It was a crazy joint. Trust me, man.
So that album was dope.
Nobody could ever try to tell me that this is whack. This is a friendship ender right here. If you say this shit,
I'm gonna buy that album, Kill, because I literally walked past that album.
No, please go. Yes, go.
I got you. You saw this
out? Okay.
Because that was the album he did on his own label, right?
Yeah, this was like independent, just out like the trunk is.
Mid 2000s, somewhere around there, right?
98.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember seeing a Sleepy Brown album.
Yeah,
I get it. I'll buy it.
And if you don't like it, you get your $6.
No. We good. I just chalk it up. Same way when I bought that goddamn Prince of Thieves, fucking Prince Paul, that motherfucker. White ass on. I got beat. I learned my lesson.
It's all good. So that's my next joint. Vern, what you got up next, good brother?
Blue Funk, Heavy D, man.
Yeah.
Love that album. Love that. And it's funny, everybody that I know loves the album, but if you ever talk about quote unquote classics or things of that nature, you never hear that in the conversation, man. But Heavy brought it, man. You got Tony Dofat, you got Pete Rock. You know, the tracks were dope. You got Biggie Smalls killing it on a bunch of niggas. I kick drama like you spit on my mama.
Yeah.
You know, Love Sexy. Who's in the house talking cheap? The reason why I love Heavy D, and it kind of goes back to what you talked about earlier, Kill. Even on the Big Time album, I would say Heavy D is the MC that made me know it's cool to just be who you are. You know, he wasn't trying to be extra rough. He wasn't trying to be nothing. He was just hell, man. And I like on the line. It's a line he got on Talk Is Cheap. He said, "So money, knock it off with the tough guy imagery. You think I ain't tough because I don't talk tough? Scrimmage me." You know, and that's kind of how I kind of live my life. It's like, all right, you see me in this suit and tie, bro. I'm from Gary and College Park, man. Do not get it twisted, man. I could come out of that bag too. So yeah, Blue Funk, Heavy D, man. That's one of my classics.
And you know, my joint was on there, Truthful.
Yeah.
That beat for Truthful was just stupid. That was just
hard.
That's what I always talk about, and Cass will probably get tired of me saying this. People not knowing how to set an album off the right. When I pop in your CD, and this is why I've never, maybe we'll do the show. People have said do a show about the best skits. I'll just be sitting here because I hate skits. Like, I'm not the skit dude. I just want to hit play. I don't want to hear you say shit. I just want to hit play and hear a song. That's all I want to do. I don't need no 20-minute intro from Prodigy talking about you going to jump me and beat me up. Just press play. Be here a song. That's all I want to do. I don't need to know. I hate it on Biggie's album. I don't need to hear you fucking some chick in the studio. I want to hear music. You know what I mean? Love Prince Paul, but I could strangle him because I think he started this whole skit shit. But,
with They Lie,
With They Lie, but it's like, man, like, yo, just you pop that in, and then that beat comes in for Truthful, man, and then like you said, it just keeps going. You got if I'm not mistaken, that's the one that Primo did. He used the '92 interlude off of Gangstar. Franklin Young gifted
with the Franklin drum, man, he killed that.
No, yeah, you're right, yeah.
That was those days when if I could ever get them on the show, I want to strangle Pete and Premier because I feel like they just fuck with us because they make their interludes so dope, and they're like everybody's wishing it would be a song. Why you make that '92 interlude a song, and then you hear it with Hev? So that was dope too. So,
one more thing, and I love. In retrospect, how his album ends, he's being interviewed. He said, you know, when I'm done, when I'm through, I do what I do, you know, and I'm over, nobody want to hear me no more. They're going to be able to say that nigga Heavy D was rough in his day. And, you know, when he passed, I mean, that really meant something to me, to hear him say that. Because that nigga was rough, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Now, trust me, between Bezo and Grab, the stories I don't heard about Heaven and Burn is like that. Like, so definitely respecting them. Jace, what you got up next, bro?
Yo, y'all might not agree with me on that, and that's cool. 2004, you know, we all grown. 2004, The New Danger, Mos Def. Formerly known as Mos Def. Y'all see
yes, I love that album.
The New Danger.
Yes, I love that album.
Dude, one of my favorite joints on here, he's singing on the Panties. Oh, my God, man.
That joint made some of my slow jam tapes, so yeah.
I got a lot of practice conceiving my firstborn with legs to that song, man. Don't close it. I'm talking about to close it. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
But no, the kids are gonna be here. We're gonna go to stage.
Okay, go ahead. Text me. Sorry.
I about to say, damn, nigga got in trouble quick.
I know, right?
Like the ankle bracelet, like you ain't no in the house.
Heard my name, nigga. Heard my name.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're meeting.
Okay. My wife did this last week.
Just call me. It's okay. Call me or text me. It's okay. No, I don't mind.
Close that door tighter next time, bro.
Sex, Love, and Money. Close to the Edge, the joint that he did with
Dave Chappelle
show. Oh man. And then Rape Over. I thought was fire too, man.
That is a classic album.
All right.
I gotta check that.
I got a caveat to that, Jay, man. Did you wish for like a Black Jack Johnson album, like a real Black Jack Johnson album? Not just something just to throw, but a real.
If it were pure Black Jack Johnson
yes,
album,
yes.
yeah, I would have been on that. I didn't want something just thrown together for the sake of throwing it together.
Okay.
All right. No doubt. Rack, what you got next, bro?
Look, man, I'm going home, man. Mike Geronimo, The Natural. I love that album, man. I liked I'm So High. I love that song. And then the album surprised me because I really didn't expect nothing from Mike Geronimo, man. But 13 tracks, yeah, it was solid. And then you get an early joint with Ja Rule and Hove. It was a dope album to me. It still is. You know, I think that's the only dope album he will ever have. That second album was straight garbage, but
Fucking influence.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can tell by the Timbos and the orange jumpsuit, but nah, man, The Natural. I love that album, man. Master IC, shit's real. I mean, it's a dope album to me. You know, I played it when I got to college, and cats didn't really know who it was, so I got to influence a lot of cats down south with it. So I love that album, man. I mean, we still clown them to this day, and I was the first one. You know, don't nothing move but the money, but I love the album. That's one of my classics, man.
That's a tough album. I mean,
yeah.
I love that. Like,
yeah.
You know, I mean, you had the Beat Miners,
Buck Wild,
Irv Gotti. You know what I mean? So a lot of beats on it was real tough. Yeah, so that's dope. The next joint I got up, I'm gonna go with. Let me piss off Rec real quick, just for the hell.
Damn, what I do to you?
I'm gonna go with my man Joe. Jump on Joe Budden. Mood Music number 4. Now, let me explain this to folk because I get it. A lot of people don't know Joe Buttons like that. You know, my man Todd, who watches the show, I'm trying to get him on. He was like, yo. He hit me up like, yo, really? The best storyteller? Like, you got Joe and the best.
Is that really, somebody really hit you for that?
Yeah. It's my man. He hit me and I was like, yo, listen to these 3 joints and then get back to me. He hit me back like, yo, I never heard those. So I think the thing with Joe Budden, and because I used to be this way, was dude who did Pump It Up. That's all he's known for. And now the whole Love and Hip Hop, which just made him look even 100 times worse.
Yeah.
And the Migos joints.
Oh, man.
Migos situation.
You know, I mean, I get it. Like, I get it. I get if you don't listen to his music, dude looks like a nut. He got punched in the face by the Woo dudes. You know, he, outside of music, Joe doesn't look good.
He look like outside of music, he look like a crab.
Right. I get it. I totally get it. But, Joe, when I talk about good music for your soul, like, there are joints on here. Like, the thing that I love about Joe and the thing that, like, Eb hates about Joe is that he puts too much of his life out there. You know what I mean? But when you talk about this album, he's got a joint. Remember the Titans with Fabulous, Lloyd Banks, and Royce, which is bonkers. Crazy Posse cut. Role Reversal, where he's talking about his girl's son, who he's treating almost better than his own son, and he's like questioning himself, and then dealing with the dudes with the son's real father. Follow My Lead, Black Cloud. He's just talking about with Black Cloud, almost on some nice shit. Like, I need a new nigga for this Black Cloud to follow. Like, whenever real life comes up, when I'm having a bad day, yo, Joe has this joint. It's not on this album. It's called Only Human, and he says something like, "Tired of being strong, please let me be weak for a minute." You know what I mean? And like some days that's how I feel, because Jason, I'm in the hood with these kids. I'm trying to do so much for them. And some days I'm just like, yo, let me be weak for a minute. So when we talk about music that can speak to your situation, Joe Buttons, to me, and Fonte are probably the only two dudes out there who are doing it. And again, a lot of people won't listen to Joe. Listen to this album. Again, if you don't like it, you can come over here and grab any 3 records you want. But yo,
I don't like it, man. I don't like it.
But it gotta be on some honesty, man. We gotta sit here. You gotta be like, yeah, I don't want you, because he's got this song, and I always send people here too. God, I can't. Y'all know, 43 is not being kind. But it's called. I can't remember the name of it, but it's all about a relationship, and it's in 3 parts. He's rhyming over Sade. Any dude out there who has ever been in love or ever been in a relationship can relate to every single line that Joe is saying in this song. I'm gonna figure it out before the end of the show, and I'm gonna shout it back out. But this right here, 5 My Classic, I can always throw it on. Joe Budden, Mood Music 4. Jace, what you got next?
Vern, go ahead, bro.
All right.
Oh, my bad. I didn't skip Vern. My bad.
I'm sorry, man. I was laughing.
You good, Jay?
Talking about Joe putting too much of his life out there. I like kind of sort of like I just did. My wife ran down on me. I thought that was funny.
Nah. Go to Vern, because I'll forget. I'll get the order mixed up, and I'll be skipping people. Vern, what you got next, man?
I'm at Centennial Park. I think my daughter was like 5 or 6. She's 20 now. Golly. So we came to Kanye West. This would be really good. College Dropout had just come out. So the different opening acts. This cat here, man, Van Hunt. This album is stupid dope, bro. I mean, all the way Dust. I gotta say, he's in my top. I'd say top 5 as far as with the pen on the R&B soul side, man. Down here in hell, he said, "I really love it when we make mistakes, because once again, that gives me reason to complain. I think of saving myself, but with nothing else to complain about, what would I do? I'd rather stay here in hell with you." I mean, just some impassionate, deep love songs, man. And to me, he's the embodiment of, I would say, a Prince, a Curtis Mayfield, that soul, man. It's just that syrupy. He's from Ohio, so, Ohio puts out a bunch of that funk soul type stuff, man. So Van Hunt, man, this is a dope album. If you ain't got it, get it, and then get his other catalog, man.
Yeah, big Van Hunt fan, man. That joint is definitely a banger, definitely. Jace, what you got up next, man?
We gonna do honorable mentions.
You know what we're gonna do? Because I still want to talk about what we started before the show. I want to be respectful of people's time. So what we're gonna do? Just throw out whatever else you got left. You know what I mean? Yeah. I still want to have that discussion that we started earlier. So James, go ahead and throw everything that you got at us.
Okay, I'm gonna throw 3 out there. OC's Jules.
Yes.
I thought it was a classic album. One of my favorite joints on there was Hypocrite, the joint that Black Rob used on his first album. Far From Yours I thought was dope. There's a whole bunch of joints on there, but that one, here's the piss off right here for everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all ready? Y'all want a drum roll? Y'all want to give me a drum roll? No? All right. Jay-Z's first album after the Black Album.
Kingdom Come?
Kingdom Come. Damn right. I knew it. I got one. I'm gonna tell you.
That wasn't too bad of an album.
I thought it was. To me, it was a dope album. It was his truth. It was his honesty, and I couldn't relate to half of it.
What? On that one? Who was on that? What was on Kingdom?
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
Lost Ones.
Yeah, Lost Ones. It was real off kilter, man. It had no real radio hits. He did a Budweiser sponsorship for Show Me What You Got. I mean, it was strange.
Was that Budweiser or was it Heineken? It don't matter.
Budweiser.
Big beer. Yeah, big beer sponsoring. That one, and then the not Black Star, but Talib with High Tech.
Yeah.
Reflection.
Yeah, that's
Nelson Mandela on the joint, aka Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, those are three. I'm good.
All right.
I know I pissed you off with Kingdom Come, but that's cool.
Nah. B, you know me, man. I don't argue with folks.
Hey, man.
So what was it about that album?
He said, I don't argue, but what was it about that album?
I don't want to. Hey, that's it. But I just want to know. I'm just curious. Like, what did it? Because I think the thing that pulled me with that album, it was a lot of Drake production on there. Like, you know what I mean? So I think like the Lost Ones and all that. But what made it kind of like spoke to you?
It was different. It was a little more introspective. It wasn't typical Jay, and I feel like he was really coming out of his shell, trying to be introspective, but kind of battling that, and then trying to mature, blossom, trying to span out. I could respect it. It wasn't exactly what everybody I think was looking for when it came to him, and he may not have got the Jerry curl quite. But I thought it was cool.
You got me, Jay, because I'm thinking back. Yeah, you're right. Like Life is a Beach Chair. I like that song.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The theme of the album now, I think it fits, but at the time, I think it was a little bit ahead of his time, content wise.
I mean,
so to surmise it, the content was cool, but the execution was a little off.
Yeah, because that was the joint where he had a song about Katrina, right?
Yep.
Okay. Right. Yeah. And I feel you on that. I think you're 100% right. Like it was there, but it wasn't perfected just right. You know what I mean? All right, Rec, what else you got for us, bro?
Del the Funky Homo Sapien, No Need for Alarm. Black Sheep's Wolf in Sheep's Clothing.
Oh yeah.
People forget those dudes. All they think they made was fucking is it this or that? I mean, that's all people think that they're for. Man, that album was crazy.
Black with Envy, bro. Come on, he spazzed out on that joint.
I know this. You know this. Gil knows this. But people think they just a fucking commercial. They're not. Jill Scott, Experience, the A26. It's the live album, man. Jace hit the nail on the head with who is Jill Scott? Classic. But that A26, to hear her do that in her element in the purest form, and it's on tape? Oh God, man!
Don't forget that second CD that had
the second CD was crazy, but I sat on that 826 for so long I was late. Like the Golden Joint, like all that, I heard that like a year after the fact because I was so stuck on 826 that I was like, I'll get to that later. Like I probably still got the records still wrapped, huh?
What's your favorite joint off of 826?
She Loves Me. He loves me.
The way she freaks that
man. Come on, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. She goes into it's almost like she goes into a whole nother person. It's like when her and Erykah Badu performed together when they were doing the Dave Chappelle joint, and you could just see that it's almost like they're in the same spirit, but they're not. And they just flow. That's how I felt listening to that album. Because that was the first time I actually really got to hear all of her live. I still haven't had a chance to go to one of her shows. She was out here over the summer, and I just could not go. But that's on my bucket list.
That's a bucket list you got to.
That's on my bucket list. Yeah. Okay, so y'all are gonna laugh. Bobby Conda's Massive Sounds, 1992, Mac Daddy. That was my shit. That's that ragamuffin hip hop. That was my shit. That was my shit.
The funny thing about that
was my shit.
I thought that, see you in Jerry, so it was really a Philly song, man. If you put Mac Daddy on in 1992, man.
It was it. It was over. Right. It was over. It was over. It was over. You killed it. It was over.
Yeah.
Killed know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, y'all educating me.
Man, it was definitely a regional.
Man, Mac Daddy. Ooh, that come on. Problem. Big problem. Souls of Mischief, 93 Till Infinity. I think that's one of the most slept on albums, and people don't give those cats credit, man.
Make your mind up.
I feel you. And my last one is Liquid Swords, man.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I played that and ODB. Those are the two albums that I think, for me personally, will last throughout the test of time. That's just me. I know I could be wrong. Purple Tape lives on and all that good stuff, Ghostface, but those two albums, man, for what they are, it don't get no better than that, man.
All right, no doubt. Vern, you got any more left?
Yeah, I got several. All right, so I'm gonna run them down quick. De La Soul, The Grande. Q-Tip, The Renaissance.
Yeah.
Fontegalo, Charity Starts at Home. Bruh, as dope as Fonte is, Pharaoh Munch, man, came into his crib and wiped his muddy boots on his white carpet, bruh. He said, I'll send a stranger to rearrange a Range Rover Kia. In return to forever, I am Chick Corea. I will end the chick's career, send her to see Aaliyah. I'm like, oh my God. Man, Pharaoh killed that. But Charity Starts at Home. Surprisingly, man, Wyclef, The Carnival, bro. I like that album.
That's a dope album, man.
I like that album. On a soul R&B side, Eric Roberson Left. Cover to cover, bro.
Hold it still, brother. Hold it still.
All right.
Yeah.
Cover to cover. And then you got to see him live. I done seen him 3 or 4 times.
Dude, you
hold
watch
that back up, man.
You watch a freestyle at the end, Vern?
Yeah. Oh, he always, man, he did Biggie the last time he was in Atlanta, man. He killed it. Yeah,
Hey,
I love. Yo, can you
hold
see
that
it?
up. No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right, got it.
All right. Let me see. Cat out of Detroit, Brandon Williams. The album is called 12. He's got joints with Alex Isley, Ernie Isley's daughter, Jean from Jeanne. It's a dope album. Check that one out. Caron Wheeler, UK Black. You know, from Soul to Soul.
You want to hear something funny?
What's that?
That's my aunt.
Really? Well, tell your aunt I love the album. It's still in my rotation.
I will do that.
I love that album, man. Couple more. Hiatus Coyote, Choose Your Weapon.
I ain't never heard of that.
Brother, listen.
No, gotta see them live in concert.
I need to do it. So, all right. So, Rick, about 2 years ago, I'm seeing Questlove, Erykah Badu, Layla Hathaway, Hiatus Coyote. Yeah. I'm like, man, okay, what? Dude, put it in and listen to Breathing Underwater.
Okay.
That's a dope album. Matter of fact,
Australia.
Yes. Matter of fact, she got a solo joint that's coming out. Go back into the 90s. Intro by Intro. Let Me Be the One. Y'all remember them?
I'm on. Yep, of course.
All right.
Of course.
Let me see.
They was dope too. They was one of the first cats to really take that hip hop R&B on the male side and kill it. Absolutely kill it. 2 more. Robert Glasper, Black Radio.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna go. I could say anything for Layla Hathaway, but I'm gonna go Sunstorm by Zoe. Zoe is the keyboard and music director for Fonte and the Foreign Exchange. That's a dope album. Sunstorm.
All right, no doubt.
Before you run down the list, Kill, I just wanted to add Busta Rhymes' very first album, The Coming. I thought that was a dope album.
All right, no doubt. Real quick, LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out.
Oh yeah.
My class.
Oh yeah.
Double trouble for him. Nobody gives them the props. The JBs. Both of these albums, classics to me.
Wow.
Done by the straight out the jungle. Classic Jim Browski. I can remember in New York in '86 when they were spinning this 12-inch, and my older cousin asked me, "Yo, you know what they talking about?" I was like, "Nah, I don't know." The whole Jim Browski thing on here. 2 dope albums. People call me crazy, and I will say it again. 2 albums, and I'm just. We're not even going to debate. This is going to have to be a whole nother show. But I love these 2 albums so much in the JBs. I would take these 2 over De La's whole discography. I know I'm crazy.
No.
I feel like the JBs don't get no love from the native tongues.
They originated. Something.
He said they don't get no love.
No, nobody even talk about them. It's like De La and Tribe.
Jace, that's a clap.
Hold up. I just want to make sure I heard this correctly.
You know, they say he was on crack last week, man.
Right, you're right.
Hold on. Who was on crack last week? Jason was on crack?
I missed last week.
Here's the thing. Jason, they my parole officers. They the ones who always get me dropped every 2 weeks. They my POs. I gotta go check in with them every 2 weeks. Like, what you gonna say crazy tonight, Kill? Like, yes. And like I said, we could do a whole nother show, man. These 2 albums to me, Give me a deserted island with these two albums over De La's discography. That's just me.
Hey.
Just me. This one right here, Lenny Kravitz, Black and White America.
Yes, sir.
Very, 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 very dope album, man. Very dope album. I don't have it on me because I actually downstairs in my living room, I have a CD case of like albums that speak to me, and Mama Said is down there. But also Lenny Kravitz, Black and White America. Also Lenny Kravitz, Mama Said. It's an open love letter to Lisa Bonet when he got caught creeping with Madonna, him begging to get his wife and his family back.
I definitely
I would have made an album doing that too.
I definitely got to hear that. What's
Definitely.
the name of that album, Kill?
That's the joint. That's the joint. It ain't over till it's over.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Home records in the world.
I'll find it.
Shout out to all the home records in the world. We don't need y'all.
Let's strike off again because he don't like this at all. American Gangster. I'm gonna go with Daily Operation with Gangstar.
Yeah.
Clips. Hell Have No Fury. What other stack is in here? The last thing I got, Vern was just talking about it, John Nay. I just was listening to Love Me Today. Oh my God, that thing like got me to work. My commute is 40 minutes. I must have listened to Love Me Today the whole way there, man. Just a beautiful, beautiful song. That's that. Now,
Hey,
I
hold on.
got one piece of vinyl. Billy Joel, The Stranger, one of my favorite.
No, that's dope. That's a dope piece. That's a
You
dope
got
piece.
Moving Out, Anthony's song. You got The Stranger, Just the Way You Are. My mom
Yes.
played this album when I was a
That's a dope
kid
piece.
and loved this. I mean, you scared the shit out of me because this little mask. I don't know why this scared me, but this would scare the shit out of me. So yeah, so Stranger. What you was gonna say, Vern?
Jean from Jeanne, her and her husband have a dope jazz group, the Baylor Project. I
Yeah.
went to came to see them live, met them, man. Those are real good people, man.
All right, I gotta check that out. Check that out.
The Baylor Project.
Yes, sir. And they got a song, a joint called "More in Love." And they got a nice video for that. It's we all booed up in here, man. So that's one of the joints you could put on with your wife, bro. It's called "More in Love" by the Baylor Project.
Shout out to Families Love.
And speaking of that, I'm looking for real quick. Where is it? Since you brought that up, I got to throw Kindred in the mix from
I knew it was
the
coming.
first album, Surrender to Love, classic joint right here, 5 mics. Like Vern just said, if you married, this is the music for you. Kindred, this is it for me. Them right there. Now, let me get into what we talking about.
Yeah.
Two folk out there are two of the biggest Rhapsody supporters that I know. So, Rhapsody joint comes out last Friday.
Yep.
People texting me, tweeting me, what you think of the Rhapsody? What you think of the Rhapsody? I'm like, hold tight. I'm listening to rock right now. Rock's album drop. So yes, rock trumps Rhapsody. This is like when you play spades at somebody's house and the 2 of diamonds. I don't play the 2 of diamonds. So yes, rock trumps Rhapsody.
Oh my God, man.
I was listening to that, but so many people kept hitting me, and then my man hit me was like, "Yo, this album is amazing." That's one of them words. That's one of them keywords. Like amazing. Like amazing to me is like some old next level shit. Like amazing. Like it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let me check this out. So I listened to it and I dig it. But here's the problem.
Okay.
I never didn't like Rhapsody. I thought she was cool. I just felt like, and it's the analogy I was giving earlier. I know a lot of people at the time when Bahamadia came out, they did not like Bahamadia. You know what I mean? And I couldn't understand it. I thought she was dope. I thought she could rhyme. She had primo beats. How could you not like this shit? But then you look at the bigger picture. Lauryn Hill was out. Rod Digger was out. Little Kim was out. People can front on hardcore all they want. But Crush on You, Queen Bitch, you know, No Time. Even Foxy's first album had some bangers on it, you know. And I think it was because all those other women were doing dope that a lot of people weren't feeling Bahamadia. I feel like Rhapsody for me is like Bahamadia. She's dope, but she's just not that dope. But because she has no competition except Cardi B and Nicki Minaj for the most part, you got to just she's at the top. If you took Lil' Kim, Lauryn Hill, Foxy Brown, and you know Rod Digger out of then Bahamadia would have been everybody's favorite female MC. You know what I mean? So I feel like. And this is no knock on her because I feel like when people say I'm not a fan or like it's a diss, I'm not saying Shorty's whack. Shorty can spit. Shorty got, you know, she got good stories. These beats are really good. So to me, this is a very dope project, but I just don't get the hype. And I do believe that the hype is because there's nobody else out here like that. Like there's just nothing else. And I mean, that's just my opinion, but that's just my opinion. So it's a solid album. I will probably give it another listen, but I mean, I probably, from listening to it 2 or 3 times, I would probably give it a solid 4, which is good. You know what I mean? Which is dope to me, but I feel like a lot of Rhapsody, not y'all two, because she got some stands. I said y'all support us. I watch my words. There's some stands out there that, you know, if you don't give Rhapsody 10 mics, you know, Young Guru engineered it. You know, the Soul Council did it. It's like, what's wrong with you? It gets 10 mics just because Young Guru's in a picture with her. So not those dudes.
Wow.
But I feel like it's a very dope album, you know? So, you know, but again, I think it's just because it's by default, but it's not her. I feel like when people hear you say things like by default,
yeah,
it makes you feel like that person is whack. Like they really didn't deserve to win. Like, no, she deserves to be winning. Like, if even like the same way I felt like what Bahamadia, I felt like she deserved to be winning. Like, she would have been in that crew of dope MCs, you know. So even if we had L Boogie and all them out right now, and they were still killing it, Rhapsody's name would still be in that group. Do I think she would be number 1? No, I don't think she would be number 1, but her name still deserves to be mentioned, you know. So, but Jace, Rec, I know y'all are Rhapsody supporters. Jace, what do you think about the album?
I think the album. I think it's not her fault that the climate is not the way the 90s will never back. I decided to say that who loves them. But even in today's climate, I think that she is a lot better than a lot of your male MCs, which gains respect from me.
Now, not to cut you off, let me pause on that. Let me put a pin in it real quick. It's not that the male MCs are that dope either nowadays. So that's not really a lot either. But
right. But even and so, if you'd have let me finish, Kill.
I apologize.
No, I'm joking. No, but to that point, I think that for me, even if she were in the 90s, she would be able to hold her own, and we would still be talking about her. There are a lot of people today that can't say that. And I believe that a lot of the people that get the respect, get the notoriety today are people that could hold their own in the 90s if they were in that level of competition. Maybe they wouldn't be winning to the extent that they are now, but they would still have notoriety.
No, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you that she is definitely an MC that if she was around back then, that, again, her name needs to be mentioned. Again, one of the things, and again, not y'all the supporters, it's one of those things that I hate about nowadays, because if you don't say you love somebody, then you know, it's like, you know,
it's all or nothing.
It's all or nothing. Like, that's the problem. Like, it's either you're in or you're out. And I'm like, nah, like, there's some people that I'm gonna be like, yo, they cool, but if Rhapsody come to DC, am I gonna go to a show? Probably not. You know what I mean? But that's not to say that she's not dope just because I'm not, you know, like that. So, you know, that's why I said to the Rhapsody stands that are out there, you know, I think it's a very dope album. I definitely think the beats are crazy. I love the song with BJ and Chicago Kid. I tweeted that the other day. Like, that stays on repeat. Like, that song is just phenomenal to me. You know what I mean? I definitely think the beats sound doper. You know, I can't tell. And I'll tell you this.
I can tell you why.
Why?
Because it wasn't just one producer this time.
Nah, it's more Soul Council than Knife on this.
Yeah.
Now Knife do got a shit ton of tracks, but I think he saved.
Who had the best track on the album?
I'll tell you my favorite.
What's your favorite, Var?
Bro, we had just finished with the Sadiq episode, and the next day I put on the album.
Right.
Bro, when they flipped that Holy Smokes and G Wiz, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's my, and plus the homegirl Gwen Bunn from Atlanta is on that track. So yeah, that's my favorite one.
Okay.
I like
this. The way she sets the album off with Knots is crazy too.
Yes,
I like that, and I like the power joint.
That's
it's
the joint that got my, and that's what I was just talking about. How you set your album off? Like, when I hit play, what do I hear? And I heard that Young, Gifted, and Black, that Aretha, and then Knots just come in and kill it. Because I said specifically, I don't want to. Again, people think I don't like Ninth Wonder. I never said that. I just said I don't think his name deserves to be in the top. I don't think he deserves to be on Mount Rushmore. And again, I don't think that's a diss. You know what I mean? So I specifically went into this album not wanting to see the credits. I didn't even want to look at them. So I wouldn't, you know, do any hating or whatever people think I do, because I'm not Ninth deserving. I'm a hater in these Twitter streets. So
I see it.
And I mean that one I love. And I don't know, maybe Ninth did do the joint with BJ the Chicago Kid. I don't know. But that Knots joint in the beginning, I only know that one because I looked up that one after that. But the BJ the Chicago Kid is probably my favorite joint on there. What were you saying, Rick? What was yours?
I like Power. I like her and Kendrick, man. They got a good vibe together, man. They spit well together. The BJ the Chicago Kid joint is insane, and that is Ninth. But I mean, I think he truly, because they stopped work on this. They stopped work and they went to the Crown, banged out the Crown, and then went back. I think, just my opinion, and just based off what we talked about before, just looking at the two different albums, I think honestly, man, this dude was doing beats for a minute just for this, and they must have had some kind of sit down and was like, yo, well, this shit got to be hot. It can't be just no 5-minute shit. This has got to be something that we got to talk about, because these beats, they different. They different. They different. They different.
That ain't what he normally do.
And Killer tell you, like, I'll stand on top of a statue talking about Rhapsody, like straight up and down. But there is a difference between her previous work and this album. I hope this is not her tip of the spear, so to speak. You know, I think there's more she can do, but I don't know. This is a good album though.
For me, I like the progression, man. It's like each album gets better. She doesn't lack lyrical ability.
No, I don't think she ever will.
And the concept and the unity of the entire albums, the entire projects are coming together.
Yeah, because I don't think we would have heard a song like "Knock on My Door."
That there was multiple producers on this album, and it wasn't just Ninth.
Right. I think we need more Soul Council than just Ninth. I think the Soul Council need to be more involved to give her that wide range. Because Knock on My Door is the stuff that's going to separate her. It's lyrical, but it's from a female perspective, and it's dope, and we need that.
It is.
She talking about dropping panties. She talking about just how she feeling about her situation with a dude. Like, we need that, because there's too many females out here talking about
one drawback for this album.
The big challenge or whatever. Like,
we was on both albums. The joint with Anderson .Paak, I didn't need that.
No, I did. That probably was some label shit.
That was the only thing I didn't like.
That's probably some label, man.
Here's the thing. Number one, my man, I'm not going to put his name out there because he may not want to tell all this, but he's in that North Carolina scene. He's in the industry, and he hit me up, and he was saying how it's bugged. I'm trying to look at this now, but he was saying that she didn't get, I guess, a lot of spins or downloads or something like that.
Okay.
And what he was saying that, God, I'm trying to find this. I didn't know she was 35. I thought Rhapsody was like,
really?
I thought
she's 35.
I thought she was like 20 something. I thought,
nah, man, that's the City High curse, man. All the motherfuckers is my age, but y'all swore they was 22 because they was 30.
I thought Shorty like was in college or something. But I had no idea, because he was like, she's no spring chicken. I'm like, how old is she? She's like 35. I'm like, damn. But he was saying that on Spotify, he checked the number, she only had 130,000 streams, which I guess isn't a lot. Okay. And I was asking him, you know, what did he think? You know, why didn't he think that she was getting more? And he kind of was going into, because remember, Rick, me and you were talking about that. I was saying that Jay probably only signed her just to get the backpackers and everybody.
Like, which he's missing out. He's missing out on what she truly is.
Right. But my man believes that what Jay is trying to do is build up the roster of Roc Nation, since they don't have Rihanna and they don't have J. Cole anymore, to then sell it. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
He's a businessman.
Yeah, like either or, all that to just say is that I like it. I wish her the best. A lot of the reasons why I wasn't feeling Ninth's production like that was because, remember, when Ninth first came out, he was on Fruity Loops.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I remember listening and being like, yo, what's wrong with dude's drums? Like, they sound like they so stiff. And then my man was like, oh, he does it on computer. This was 2000. This was when cats was not using computers.
For shit.
Like, there you go. So I see now he's on the MP. He's grown, so I definitely enjoy Ninth beats more. In fact, Ninth probably has one of my favorite joints on the Anderson .Paak album. So again, if Cats is watching, there's no hate to Ninth, there's no hate to Rhapsody. Anybody doing great hip hop music is good with me. But it doesn't mean I gotta be a fan. I think that's where I support them. Power to the people, but it don't mean that I think you need to be on Mount Rushmore. So all that to say, I give it a solid 4. Jace, what do you give
it? No, I'm sitting there thinking I like the album right now, but overall, I could probably do a 4 as well.
Okay, Rack, what about you?
Indeed, man, it has replayability with me, if that's a word.
It is.
Fo. Did not. But it is a 4. It's a 4. I'm gonna listen to it again this weekend. I'm actually off tomorrow, so I'm gonna listen to it tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna really sit with it because it's just been in the truck. But it's a 4, man. It's a 4 first go around.
All right, no doubt. Vern, what you got?
Go ahead, Jay.
No, Vern. Go ahead.
I'll give it a solid 4. I think I have a bit of that contrarian in me as well. This is one thing that makes me not like you at first. When everybody keep telling me I gotta like you, you gotta hear it. Because I remember when Twitter, when I first got on Twitter, it was Jamla Squad. Raps. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to hear you, but I finally checked her out. So I'll give it a solid 4, man. She's dope lyrically, and I hope they keep going in the progression of not just letting her expand, not just Ninth Wonder, no diss to Ninth, but just so we can hear a different soundscape. I love Terrace Martin, man, because to me, that's why I loved Pimp a Butterfly. It was so musical, man. Because the soul sample thing, yeah, I get it, but I mean, especially because this is not a diss either. Rhapsody's tone is pretty mellow, like one. And so if I got a soul loop sample and that monotone over time, I'm gonna get tired of it. I'm gonna get bored with it. So just the different music sound is what make me like it.
Now tell me this, Jace. I'm gonna get to you, but real quick, what you just said about her voice, would we define Rhapsody as monotone? Is that it, or
I shouldn't say monotone. I shouldn't say monotone.
No, you didn't say it. You didn't say it.
Okay.
I think for me, when I think monotone, how about this, y'all? I'm gonna keep it 100. What the fuck do monotone mean? Because does it mean you just stay on one level? Because anytime monotone means I think
it means one.
One tone. That's because she don't do that.
She don't.
She has inflections and all kind of stuff.
Monotone rappers though, but is she a monotone rapper?
No, I wouldn't put her in that pocket.
No.
Okay.
You know what? And this is the maleness in me. To your point, Kill, the only female rappers or MCs that we hear is usually on some old exotic Barbie stuff with some Nicki. So because I don't say the same thing about a guy, that just rhymes or flows in a certain style or cadence or whatever. It's just getting used to, for me, getting used to hearing a dope female MC. I shouldn't say female, but an MC who happens to be a female, and just really getting used to her voice.
So what are we calling her? Because she does stay right there.
It's not monotone though. If you listen to the album, man, she got pockets that she jumps around in.
Well, you know what? Maybe it's just her voice. Maybe that's what it is for me. Because I know some people who don't like Jizza, and it was strictly off of he bores me.
Or Guru.
Right there. Or same thing. I know a lot of
now Guru is monotone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like I know a lot of people who are like, yo, I just I like Gangstar, don't get it twisted, but Guru's not gonna ever be one of my favorite MCs because he kind of just stays right there. And I think
one of the greatest MCs ever is monotone. Has been monotone for over 30 damn years.
Damn right. The all.
Yeah, true. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna call on myself. Yeah, you're right.
His pocket is pretty much the same all the time. He's monotone and his pocket's the same.
Yeah,
so
true.
Come on, man.
No, I'm not. It ain't me, man. It ain't me.
I ain't coming for nobody. Nobody's.
What I'm just saying is, and again, with me being the producer, like Rakim, I think when I first heard Rakim, like I can remember first hearing my melody and being like hypnotized by that, you know. And it wasn't Rakim because, again, it's funny. Nick had sent out one of them.
Rank 'em.
Yeah, my God, man.
I got a question.
He did Eric B and Rakim, and he was like, "Put these in order." I was like, "Shit, the order they came out in." Like,
I got a question.
Like, because to me the production got worse. So I think the thing that for me, at least for Rakim, it wasn't only just one, nobody was ever rapping like him. Two, the production was just incredible. And I felt like as the production went on, the production kind of got worse and worse and worse.
So
for me,
it did.
Can we look at it like this then? We old as shit.
Yeah.
And I say that because, and I'm gonna bring it back full circle. I was looking on the gram a while back, and it was showing albums that they kind of influenced this album, and
that influenced the Rhapsody album.
Yeah,
okay.
And the majority of it was from like the mid to late 90s, early 2000s, which was in our era. And so, like for me, like listening, like me playing certain stuff around the house, my pops was like, yo, that ain't nothing but old Parliament Funkadelic. My pops wouldn't have used yo back then. But like, yo, that's nothing but Parliament Funkadelic. Or that's some old James Brown. Or that's some old this. Y'all ain't doing nothing new.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No ideas under the sun once you get to a certain point. It's just what influences you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like a lot of arguments that I keep hearing, not from y'all, but just in general, is like it's in this bag. It's in this bag. Okay, well, think about it from this perspective. There are a lot of young kids that don't know the history, don't know that this person had this kind of style, this kind of flow, this kind of cadence. And so to them, she's kind of like they modern day Lauryn Hill. One, the market's not saturated with somebody giving you the content that she's giving you. I saw earlier this week, Cardi B is the first female to go to do whatever.
Number one features. And here's the worst part about it. That she's the first one to do it since Lauryn, and that she had to knock Taylor Swift out the box.
Right.
To me, that's double negative right there.
So think about all that, man. All of these things playing in the play into as a factor, and then not only that, it's partially our fault as well. I mean, let's just be real self-facing at this point. Not y'all, but everybody. Do we really critique these young kids on what they're doing, or do we just let it ride? Are we? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we teaching these people? Are we teaching the youth what it was, and letting them decide, or are we just letting them ride?
But here's my question:
let me jump on.
Do they want to learn?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
So bottom line,
I'm with you on this.
Bottom line is adults. Bottom line is adults.
I'm with you on that, Jace.
We gotta teach. I didn't have a choice but to learn.
Bruh, listen, for me,
you can make your own decision, but you have to be educated when you make your decision.
When I used to pick up my daughter from basketball practice, she would always have several teammates in the car. You don't think she got it unaided with Tribe, special ed, everything that we grew up on, so she can know the difference between good music. My daughter has a great music ear. She put me on to a lot of the newer stuff that I wouldn't necessarily listen to. She put me on what's his name, Daniel Caesar, Dope Cat, and stuff like that. So and what I would do, her little ratchet friends that used to be in the car that listen to all that trap music for that 45-minute trip from the school every day, they was gonna hear some real music. So to your point, Jace,
drive 45 minutes to school,
bro. She went to a magnet program.
Oh, all right.
And now she rode the bus, but basketball until I could get her a car her senior year. Yeah, we drove to school. It was cool, man. But that was their education. You're gonna hear some real music of all genres when you're in the car with me. Yeah.
Here's the thing, Jay. So tight. I think we're looking at two different things. What we're looking at, number one, is like you said, are we schooling the youth? We can school our kids. You know, Naomi, like Vern was saying with his daughter, Naomi back when she was a baby and it was bath time, I throw on Big Daddy Kane. Every week it was some other thing. The masses, I don't think that the masses is a difference between nowadays, these young kids, and Jace, you know, I've been doing this shit for 17 years. It's a difference between we would listen to our old heads. We would listen to our OGs. These young kids don't want to listen to them. So the only time I can play them something is, like Vern said, when they're in my car. If I'm taking them somewhere, then I could do that. But here's the thing. I work with kids. If I didn't work with kids, how often is the average person gonna have some random kids in their car.
Exactly.
So this is no jabs at anybody on the board on the panel. I'm just saying collectively as a generation, this is where we dropped the ball. And I say that because attitude is a reflection of leadership. If leadership is crappy, then the people coming behind leadership, your soldiers ain't gonna be about nothing. How many of us had decent, maybe not your dad, but how many of us had decent male figures in our life, decent mentors that you could look at? And it may not fit in the house.
Let's say this: from what age to what age? Because I didn't have nobody positive until I was 22, and I moved to Atlanta, and I met my mentor Tony.
Yeah, but your mama also wasn't doing the dick challenge on Instagram either.
Well, yeah. We don't know what nobody's about to been doing on Instagram. Somebody said if Twitter and Instagram was around back in the day, a lot of us Marvin Gaye would have had a lot of babies all over the world.
So to equate it to our times, when you went to a cookout, you may have seen some shit, but you had some people that were checking you or that would send you off in the corner. You don't need to be around this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas today it's just turn up, you got this, whatever. And it's like,
but here's my only thing. Here's my only challenge is that to a person, for me, who works a 9 to 5, if I didn't work with kids, like where am I supposed to pull up? I live in the suburbs, so I really don't see kids like that. So what should I do? Should I just be driving through West Baltimore, just pull up on the corner like, yo, my nigga, let's this track?
Nah, you might not want to do that.
Right? So
don't do that.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying I'm in a unique position because I work with teens.
Right.
You know, the average person, when I would tell them stories about what my teens go through, they'd be like, "Kill, you lying." And that was until episode season 4 of The Wire came out. And when people would see that, they would hit me like, "Yo, they be having sex in the bathroom and they be doing it." Because at the end of the day, you have your kid, you go to their school, and you come home from parents' night. Like you're not. So I did what you're saying, and I think we moved away from that as a community because. Right. You know, we moved into it. My mom moved into our house in '84. She's still there to this day. So yeah, I got raised by a whole bunch of people on that block. Now we kind of move into a neighborhood, and a lot of people may not know their neighbors. You know, I visit a lot of people's houses, and they have no idea who their neighbors are.
That's the point I'm trying to make, Killers. As a community, as a community,
we're not raising each other as a community.
We are not doing our job. We are not on our dean. We are not giving. We are not feeding each other.
Okay, so tell me this: what?
Not us, but I'm just saying.
No, I agree. But even if it is us, what would you have that person to do? Like for the person who's watching, who's like, "Damn, Jason's 100% right," but I don't want to get shot on the west side of Baltimore. How do we find? Like, how do we expand this to other people? Vern, you got something?
So, yeah, I mean, the way that you can, as I stated. So basketball is. I got so many nieces and daughters from my daughter playing ball and playing college ball. Every time her teammates come home, it's school time. I mean, I'm just dropping jewels. I can't sit them down and lecture them, but they're gonna come away with something that's gonna edify them and build them up that they could take. Then they take it back to the campus and do the same thing, and then it grows. That's the only way. I mean, because this is the way I think. People used to, man, if we as a people would come together, we ain't never gonna come together as people. Stop looking for that. Just build your circle. And try to make it go bigger.
So just to piggyback on Vern, man, you can't save everybody, but we can have a dialogue to decipher who is coachable, who we can allow into our media circle. But we got to have a conversation, man.
Right.
That's what every relationship starts from. Yep. If I wouldn't have ever reached out to you, Kill, on Twitter or you know what I'm saying, we'd have never met.
Yep.
Right.
So as a community, as adults, as leaders. If you want to assume that role of just responsible, concerned citizens, we got to have dialogue at some point enough. If we can't talk respectfully like this, then we can move on. Peace, you go your way, I go mine. But it's got to start somewhere.
That's the problem. That's the problem. You can't. Nobody in this day and age, they don't understand the agree to disagree and still be cool and still have love for that person. Like Kill, no. I don't like American Gangster, but Kill is one of, even though I've never physically met Kill in my life, I've never physically met you or Vern. Yo, y'all are like my closest friends just based off of this. Besides my day one cats that I literally grew up with, like I know I can give y'all honest feedback, and the same can come from y'all. And we do this every week. Like, there's no beef. I ain't mad at Kill because he like American Gangster, and he ain't mad at me because I don't. Like, it's people don't respect each other enough to respect their opinions.
So to piggyback on that, Rec, people don't respect, but they expect.
Correct. Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, well, you're gonna respect me or else,
right?
But
and if you don't respect yourself, how do you expect somebody to respect you?
Exactly. How can somebody? But that's the thing. You can't tell someone that they don't respect themselves, because now you disrespect.
Now you disrespect them.
I think what it comes back to is this generation, and you're right, Jason, 100% right that we haven't passed it on, because keeping in mind, hip hop is even though it's 40 years old, it's a relatively new culture. And what I mean by that is nobody passed it on to me because I kind of felt like I was there in the beginning stages. So I just learned from it. So you're right. We kind of did drop the ball on this generation with keeping it going, because I don't think a lot of us knew to keep it going because nobody really gave it to us. Maybe we heard it from our older brother, somebody like that. But then it's also this, and because I've worked with them for 17 years, so that's crazy. Like, I started working with kids in 2000. A kid is born. This kid is now probably graduating from high school. I've seen it get progressively worse. And, to where I think it was Nori was on Everyday Struggle with Joe Buttons, and he was saying, like, nowadays, for somebody to listen to the OG better have money. You know what I mean? Like, even when I would come home from college and tell my young boys on the block, like, yo, y'all need to be selling drugs. Y'all need to be out here, get a job. And they see me pushing the Altima and see the drug dealer pushing the Acura. It's like, man, Kill, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Now, if I pulled up in a Benz, like, yo, I just graduated from college, look at all my ice, whatever, cats would listen to you. It wasn't like that back in the day. It could have been your drunk old head uncle who was you. So it wasn't about, I'm only going to listen to this person if they have this amount of money or if they pull up in this amount of car. Yep, uncle could have been walking home drunk from the bar and he'd snatch you up and you would listen to him. So again, I think this generation is probably the most disrespectful. Well, it is. It's not probably. It is the most disrespectful generation. And again, that may be because we had younger parents. It may be because of crack. It may be because of a whole lot of issues. But I know I wasn't raised in the church. I'd be walking past the church and we'd be like, yo, chill, we in front of the church. Stop cursing. This ain't Sunday. Ain't nobody in church. It was just the building itself being a church. Deserve respect. Me never even going to church knew that. You know what I mean? I always tell people when I first heard Nas was live at the barbecue, I would not say, what the hell for stuffing Jesus? I would bleep that line out, like how they did with Biggie on, I'm still a #1 mob pit. Like, I would be like, when I was 12, like, I knew then that I'm not saying I went stuffing Jesus. What's wrong with you? Like, you keep this generation doesn't have that. I mean, you talk about they'll curse in the church with people. So this ain't even the building. We don't respect the building, the people, the pastor, Jesus. We don't respect anything. Now, again, I agree with you, Jason. It falls on the parents because working in my neighborhood, I see a lot of parents. I've seen a horrible parenting over the years. People see me on Twitter. I hate parents because 80% of them suck. So you're right. We have dropped the ball. And like Vern said, I feel like all we can do, unless you feel comfortable or led to, just pull up on some niggas on the corner and try to school them on Big Daddy Kane. The kids who you do come in contact with. So like you said, the kids who are on the basketball team or when you are at your, at a barbecue and things like that. But I think it's very hard because I don't know if it's because it could be because of social media. Again, my kids, we take them out to the park. All they want to do is be on their phones. You know what I mean? I think that's how we've gotten as a people too. So we're stuck in our silos. We're not. I can remember being out on the block and parents would come outside after they got off work and talk to each other and interact and things like that. Like nowadays, I get off work, I see my neighbor, what's up, babe? You good? Yeah, everything good, man. Life is hard. Yes, it is. One thought. Houses,
One thought to leave with, Kill, because I agree with you as well. This is just something to think about as far as culture and as a society. These are the people that are going to take care of us when we get old.
My wife says that people all the time.
These are the people that are going to take care of you when you're in Depends. When you're in the hospital and they ain't related to you. These are the motherfuckers that are going to be changing your diaper, feeding you. If if Nay ain't there, if T and Nay ain't there, these are the people who are going to be
Trust me,
so that's one.
bro.
That's one.
You know, hold on for that real quick. You already know we screwed as a people, so I can tell you that.
So that's one. So that's one.
Because let me tell you this too,
I just want to tie this in. I want to tie this in, and then you got it. That's one. So as it pertains to family, that's one. As it pertains to the culture, the same thing applies. These are the people that we're leaving the culture with.
You're right. You're 100% right. And I always tell people this. These are the people who are going to be paying into our Social Security. If we even have Social Security. And let me tell you that the majority of my kids are reading on a 3rd grade reading level. So that can tell you that the seniors I have are reading on a 3rd grade level, and these are the ones who are going to be paying in our Social Security. They're not going to be able to get jobs because they can't do the basic things that are needed. So that's why I said, yo, you think I hustle this hard for the hell of it? Like, I'm hustling this hard because I know our future is screwed. So I got to do something. I need to sell some beats. I need some royalties. I need something that come in the mail every month. I'm dead serious. And I tell people this all the time. It's like when you see the news people saying a hurricane is coming in Florida, niggas get out of Dodge because they understand that. I'm letting everybody know the hurricane is coming because these kids ain't going to be able to get no jobs and keep them. You know what I mean? So you 100% right. Me and Jay started, before we even started the show, we was talking about retirements. Everybody better be getting their retirement right because I'm telling you, we ain't about to have Social Security, period. So we are screwed as a people. But I do agree with you, Jace, that we have to, you know, we have to give back. We have to try to school these young people. And, you know, again, we just have to get it to where they want to be schooled. Like with me and my kids, I never tell them when they get in my car, I'll never say, yo, your rappers are whack. I'll just simply put in a CD. I'll put in, you know, Nas, what is the joint about?
Rewind. I gave you power and rewind.
I'll put in Rewind. And they'll just be like, yo, he's a good. And then I'll just simply ask them, now, could your favorite rapper do that? And they say, no. So, again, it's not me telling them, yo, your favorite rapper is whack or whatever. It's them coming to the conclusion that from what you just played me, Little Uzi Vert could not tell a story backwards. So I think it's also how we approach them. If you approach them like, yo, y'all are whack, y'all are trash, y'all are this, y'all are that, then yeah, of course you're going to become defensive. It was the same way my old hand cousin used to tell me in '84 that wrestling was fake. Like, no, nigga, it ain't fake. You crazy, man. Dusty Rhodes almost died last week, man. He in a coma right now. Like, I'll be ready to fight him. So you can't come at a person like, yo, your stuff is whack, or what you love and what you believe in is stupid. It's just like, let me show you some boxing footage. Okay, now could your favorite wrestler do what, you know, Marvin Hagler is doing right? You know, so it's those ways that we approach them. You know, and Royce, the Bar Exam 4, he said, I didn't realize, because I don't hear a lot of this new music. I didn't realize he was taking so many of these new people's beats and rhyming over them, because I was playing them for Gerard and he was like, oh, that's such and such beat. I don't know. But I'm like, again, that's even better. I'm glad he's on one of your favorite rappers' beats. Now who killed it better? And he'd be like, your man. You know what I mean? So when we put them in that position for them to make their own decisions and for them to come to their own conclusions. And again, he didn't say that his favorite rapper was whack. I'm just saying, can your favorite rapper do what my favorite rapper can do?
Couple of points. So I spoke at a girls and boys club a couple of years ago, and I had on suit and tie and everything, and I had the girls in the room by myself. So in the suit and tie, I pulled my pants down to where my drawers were showing. And I stood up there and they started laughing. I was like, this looks stupid, don't it? They was like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so what's the difference between me, the way I look and the way these cats out here look? I told the girls, y'all don't understand how much power y'all have. Most of the stuff the dudes do it to impress a girl. So if y'all would hold them up to a certain standard, then maybe the bar will raise. That's one thing I said. And then just something point you just made, to pull it back to Rhapsody. So Rhapsody, I think, is carrying the torch from the Rakims and the L Boogies and all of that kind of stuff. And so I guess we do need to celebrate her and push her, because it's quality content. She pays homage to all of those people that have come before her. Her stuff is dope. So I just came up a notch in my fandom for her, because we got to celebrate that. So hopefully more of it can come, so that they can get a balance between the Uzi Verts and all this garbage that's coming out, man. And holding yourself as a respectable young lady as opposed to what we seeing.
Yeah, no doubt. And then on that point, like I'm a cop the album because I'll buy stuff if it's good content, even if I don't love it. You know what I mean? I brought every Roots album. Even though, especially them last two, and then you shoot your cousin and whatever. I don't know what the hell those was. That you could have just given me a blank CD in there for all that. But I still brought it because I feel like the Roots have done so much for Philadelphia. They've done so much for my city. They've done so much for hip hop. They've spawned so many other groups that they'll always get my money, even if I don't like if I don't like the music, just because I want to support them. And like Vern just said, Rhapsody is definitely carrying the torch, so I definitely want to put money behind that and put money in her pocket and everything like that. So, and one more thing I forgot, my last thing that most people don't call classic, Things Fall Apart. I love this album so much. I actually went out and got I think it's 6 copies. I done got all of them. It was like a damn hunt out here to get all of these copies.
You know what's crazy, Kill?
What's that, fam?
I never knew that.
Yeah.
They had all those covers. You didn't know that?
Yeah,
nah, man.
They did that. And the Tipping Point had multiple covers.
Yeah,
You didn't know that.
and it took me forever because which one was the hard? I think this one, the Baby.
Was you able to get them in all? Was you able to get them in one city, or you just had to?
Oh no! This is throughout time.
Just oh snap! Let me grab that.
This is like the one most people have.
Yeah, that's the one I have. Mm-hmm. That's the only one I've seen.
The Church Fire joint was hard too. And then the Joker's hand right here with the Joker.
I got that one first, and then I got the one where they're in the street running.
Right. And then this Child joint. But again, definitely a 5 mic album for me. And then I got so much stuff in here, I don't even remember. This is a history in progress. This was a promotional joint. Mm-hmm. This got just like different joints on. It's like a best of good music, nothing new, what they do, concerto. So yeah, I got so much stuff in here. I don't know what stuff is. But give them all your information so they know where to get at you, fam.
Yeah, man, Tables is on the fritz, man. So it ain't gonna be no foundation mixes until I get them back, man. SoundCloud, if you want to hear the old mixes, it's SoundCloud/JRec. Twitter is @DJRec1, and Instagram is WorldWideRec1, the number. Once my tables is up, man, I'll be back with the mixes, man. So just bear with me, man.
No doubt, Jace. Give them all your stuff, good brother.
All right, man. I'm getting old too, man. On IG, it's JTyler0801. On Twitter, it's @JERIKTYLER. For the culture, man. Not for the dick, not for the cooch, man. For the culture. Thank you for the platform, Kill.
Yo, no doubt, man. And Vern, I'm gonna get to you, but can somebody explain to me what is this challenge? Like, I
don't even know if I want to explain it to you.
I just seen Sanaa Lathan pull off a wig. I don't know what I seen Issa, an old girl from whatever that movie just came out, Girl Stripper. What is this challenge?
All right, so I think about 2 weeks ago, it was a challenge on World Star. These two niggas was rapping, talking about for the pussy, I'll do this, for the pussy, I'll do that, for the pussy, I'll do that. So some female, I don't know who was the first one, just was like, all right, for the dick, I'll do whatever. And next thing you know, every woman in America is doing a challenge for the dick. Like I saw Jennifer Lewis. Wow. Jennifer Lewis, an actress, one of our heroes. One of our aunties, one of our greatest thespians as black folk is doing a challenge for the D. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yo,
I'm done, man. I'm done, yo. I'm done.
You know the wild.
It was done. It was supposed to be done out of humor, but
no, man.
Don't even. Point, it's not worth laughing at.
Yeah, it's some stuff needs to be left alone.
I'm almost with Rec on that because it kind of threw me because. And again, I don't want to say it's because what's dude's name who used to do the Boondocks? I forgot his name.
Oh, Aaron McGruder.
He was like, y'all think Mos and Talib and all these niggas are so righteous because they rap like that? Like, yo, they do they shit too. Like, you know what I mean? And I understand that. I don't want to, sometimes we do look at people and think, oh, okay, and 3000 said it best, is everybody with dreads for the cause. You know? What I mean by that is when I see Issa from Insecure with her natural, I'm thinking you're for the cause. You got a natural. Like, yo, you know, and it's almost like 3000 said, like, is everybody with dreads for the cause? No, they're not. You know, because when I saw Issa doing it, kind of threw me like, word, you talking about crawling up a, she said, choo, run a train for the dick. I'm like, wow, like I'm like you, Greg. I'm like, whoa, like, and then you got little girl Regina King in here too. Talking like,
I got a daughter, man. Ain't gonna be no choo up the wall.
It was done being funny, man. But my thing with it is, while the tweets is watching, the streets is watching, so are your children. Yo, that's
that's my whole point, man.
Yeah, and I think that's what kind of threw me, and it's funny because somebody. They weren't being smart. They were saying like, yo, I see you tweet all the stuff you doing. You tweet that a lot. And I'm like, yeah, because I want to challenge people to give back. I get on social media and trust me, I do it too. I'll be like, yo, here are my kicks, or here's this new low jack.
Yeah, I do it too.
But at the same token, I'm like, but here's all the other stuff I do. You know what I mean? And I do that because a lot of athletes will say, well, I don't want to put out all the good philanthropy work that I do. And I challenge them because, well, you put all the bullshit out that you do. Yeah. You put out that you brought out the club, and I've never forgot Deshaun Jackson when he was with the Eagles, put a thing on IG like he just spent 20 grand on champagne, like, and he was like, that's just the first 20 minutes. So if you can Instagram that, trying to be like you and get that champagne, if we tweeted and said all the good things that people do, prayerfully, people will pick up on that. I put a challenge out on IG tonight. Like, yo, for as much as I'm blessed, I feel like I got to give it back. You know, so instead of posting about your house, your car, your money, what are you doing for somebody else? Like, what are you doing for somebody else who's not in your immediate family? Most of us ain't even taking care of people in our immediate family, you know, but you know, I digress. That's a Vegas word. So, Vern, give them all your stuff, man.
Twitter, VChandler10, and Instagram, VEChandler10. Jay, what's your Instagram again, man?
I think
Jay got in trouble again.
Yo, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I'll send it to you through DM and IG.
Bet.
And y'all already know this with me, Kill 889. We'll make beats for food. I'm telling y'all, just like Jace was saying, for the culture, these dudes right here are two good brothers. You know what I mean? We run out, and people know, you check my followers. I don't really follow almost any celebrities. I follow real people. Not to say they ain't real people, but you know, I follow these dudes, or somehow we connected through hip hop and rec. Like you said, I always used to say hip hop is like a fraternity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like how two Kappas cannot know each other, but they see each other. Yeah. It's the same thing with hip hop. You know what I mean? It brings people who I haven't met these two brothers in person. But just like Rex said, they two good dudes. Vern called me one day to pray for me. You know what I mean? Because he saw everything that was going on with my kids and everything I was going through. So when we talk about following people, yo, follow these brothers, man. They good people, man. That's what we got to do. We got to get our followers to be more than just celebrities and, you know, naked chicks and all that. You go down my timeline, and it's so crazy because one time one dude said, Kill, I got to unfollow you, man. You too wild for me. I said, God damn, if you gotta unfollow me, you just get off social media. I don't put up what I wanted to ask her, what do I be doing wild? Like I try not to curse, you know. I know jobs may be looking, so I'm on like my best behavior on Twitter. So but I'm just saying all that to say that I don't tell these dudes to give out the information every week just to pump up whatever mixes or whatever they're doing. These are good people. We all need good people in our lives. I'm about to start leading a men's group at a homeless shelter in DC, and I was telling the men's group I do lead in the hood is that we have all these people as men in our phones. We got somebody who we could run ball with. We got somebody who we could do dirt with. We got somebody if we get in some beef with. But do you got somebody in your phone or in your Twitter account or your Instagram who can pray for you? You got somebody in your crew who can, when you go through it with your wife, that you can call and get some good advice. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. We got to get better circles around us. In order for us to help the younger kids, we got to get us straight first. And truth be told, a lot of us ain't straight.
Yeah, man.
Anybody will tell you, I'm an open. Jace reached out to me 2 summers ago. I didn't know him from nobody. He asked for some help in the situation. This is like one of my closest friends right now. You know what I mean? So we can't. This social media thing, I always tell people, it can be very dope if you use your powers for good. You know, and if we use our powers for good, you can get good people around you who you can grow with and things like that. If we use it for evil, then yeah, you're gonna get caught cheating on your wife. You're gonna get caught sliding in the DMs. Yep. You're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught doing some dumb shit. But if we use it for what we could use it for, you can end up with a good circle of people around you who are looking out for you, can help you not just be a better hip hop head. Because trust me, this show just ain't about hip hop. Mm-hmm. You know, we talk about it a lot, but some of the shows coming up are gonna be about. And that's what the intro says. It's about hip hop, sports, music, love, and life. You know, so some of these topics coming up, but I get it. I did radio for 10 years. I can't just say, hey, this show's about men's health. I got to sneak it in with a lot of people. I got to trick people, you know, and get it in there. But trust me, talking about that's it. But all that to just say, yo, I don't say tell these people to give out their stuff for no reason. I truly believe everything happens for a reason. These brothers we connected with off of social media, good people, good friends, follow them. Get some goodness in your life. Y'all got enough smut in your life out there. Good music. Good people around you, because that's what we need. So, you know, that's my alarm. I got to get Nate ready for bed. I'm going to check y'all next week, y'all. I appreciate y'all,
yes, man. Y'all be good, man.
Appreciate you too, man.
All right.